Alright.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh yeah, anything for charity, man.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright. Well, we obviously have done the first bit. Let's go ahead and just go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. Before you go any further, she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
There happen to be a Necronomicon in this cabin. Unfortunately not. There's only a knife and sometimes a hot chick.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
You'll notice that the minute you take the blade, you have, like, the little cursor has a little blade in its hand. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, let's just continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
Did you not see the hand, monster?
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Let's see. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I mean, speak for yourself, hero, but sure.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
These dead fucking eyes will rescue you, man. Maybe your eyes will light up after that point.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Are you coming on? Are you coming on to me? Let's see. How long have you been down here? I love this option.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Oh god, what the fuck? How would you and I get out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
Don't tell me what to do, you're not my real dad.
The key, then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
I don't like
Sharp
that
eyes
face.
settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
No, her eyes lit up.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful.
Okay.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there's a key, have any ideas? I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around there somewhere. If not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
And then her eyes went dead again.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door.
Try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way
Sorry,
back to the
ma'am.
bottom of the stairs.
I tried.
This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
I didn't wanna.
Easier for everyone.
You're not my real dad.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Okay.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I already don't like what's happening right now. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
So rational. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Fucking selfish jerk narrator.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
I like that haughty expression. Her nose is like super far down her face.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps
Oh.
forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
I mean, at least she made it quick.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Chapter 2, The Prisoner. We haven't gotten the prisoner before.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I love how the music goes fucky, like, every time you've, like, gone into the second loop. Uh. Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't
Oh.
trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
I don't think I've had the voice of the skeptic either.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Yeah. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will
Mm-hmm.
lie. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Oh shit.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. Well, we'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I do not intend on killing her.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Enter the basement. The mirror just boop out of existence.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us?
So terse.
You walk
Hey,
down
oh
the
my
stairs
god!
and lock eyes with the princess.
Ah.
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
I feel like that's overkill, but okay.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
I mean, I suppose, I guess.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there will be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Okay. I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just gonna leave her here. Sure, I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Oh, her crown is turned into chain links.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
So rational.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions, what do you mean? We've been here before, am I the only one who remembers that? That other chain on the wall, who's it for? That's actually an interesting question.
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Just hang out here forever with you? Yeah.
It'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspect the shackle. Actually, I am curious. Let's inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And Why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
Oof.
I am.
Oof. Oof. Save scum. Save scum. Save scum. Save scum.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Uh-huh.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad.
Okay, so does it shackle
Come out
us?
and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Oh.
Excuse me?
That was weird, but okay.
Yes?
I feel like this is the game just saying, how dare
Are
you?
we stuck here now?
Prison of the mind. Become your own jailer.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
This is interesting. We get to see it from the other
Can't
perspective.
even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Let me see here. So what should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
That was helpful. Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
Oh, you're not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
Oh my
That's
god.
rude.
Wait
You
in
and the
silence.
princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
Exactly does that work?
Just does.
But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
I need to use that at some point when just someone won't stop talking. Oh, sorry, I hate to interrupt, but it's actually the passage of time, like going on, and it just keeps going, actually, without you saying anything else.
Let me guess. The cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
Can't you just choke out the princess or something? I don't
Suppose
know.
you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement's changing?
I don't like small talk. Remember?
It's not small talk, it's kind of big talk if our surroundings are changing.
Still rude.
Continue to wait in silence, I guess.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess
Yeah?
she hasn't.
Neither of us have.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass.
Where'd the knife go?
Until suddenly, there are no walls. And
Did we do it?
I
Did
think
we
he's
free her?
gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh. Mommy Hands has taken the prisoner. Honestly, didn't expect that to happen, but okay. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It is time to leave. Memory returns.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we
Mom-
try and find her?
Mommy Hands always takes our girlfriend. It's very rude.
And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's gonna be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get
It
scared.
feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side's gonna be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Feels too good to be true.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror, gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Aw, we're helping her turn into who she's supposed to be, guys. Let's see here. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Let me see here. Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions.
I mean,
The
fair.
vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
Okay, let's see. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Aw. Let's see. I think I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die.